So I'll start with the updates from the province. As you know, there's a province-wide stay-at-home order that came into effect on April 8th, just after midnight. This order was announced in conjunction with the declaration of a third provincial emergency, and it was following the provincial emergency break and province-wide shift into shutdown zone that took place on April 3rd. According to the government, the stay-at-home order has been implemented in response to the continued rise of COVID-19 cases throughout the province and the additional pressure that that's putting on hospital capacity. So this order does require that people remain home and only leave for essential purposes, and that has been defined as going to the grocery store or pharmacy, accessing healthcare services, which includes getting vaccinated, outdoor exercise, going to work if you can't do it remotely, and then childcare or school. Also, this afternoon at about 3 o'clock, the province also announced that all of Ontario's schools will move back into remote learning at the end of the spring break, so as of April 19th, and they will stay closed indefinitely to in-person learning. This decision was also because of the increased COVID-19 cases. Childcare for non-school age children is remaining open during the school closure, but before and after school programs will be closed, and there will be free emergency childcare for school age children that are eligible healthcare and frontline workers that will be available during the closure as well. An update on the vaccine program. So we had our 3 vaccine clinics in Niagara-on-the-Lake at our community center. They were held on March 31st, April 1st, and then just this past Friday on April 9th. And so far it has gone very well. We are very grateful to the many volunteers who helped out, to town staff and to Niagara Region Public Health. So thanks to everyone for helping that to go pretty seamlessly. We have had many requests for additional clinics here in Niagara-on-the-Lake, as you can imagine. This is contingent on the vaccine supplies and the Niagara Region rollout plan, so the town doesn't control that. However, we do bring forward requests, requesting that if possible, we do add clinics here in Niagara-on-the-Lake so that hopefully our residents don't have to travel very far. We'll keep you posted on that, however. Good news is that Niagara Region has vaccinated over 20% of its population with over 100,000 doses administered. Also, good news, I think, the Ontario government announced yesterday that it's increasing its COVID-19 vaccine rollout with the addition of over 700 pharmacies across the province. So these locations will start to offer the AstraZeneca vaccine to those individuals that are aged 55 and older. The province hasn't updated their website yet with all of the new locations. That is in progress, but we believe that there will be 19 more pharmacies in Niagara with an additional pharmacy added here in Niagara-on-the-Lake. So we would have 2 pharmacies offering that. Currently there is Simpson's, and we believe, though it hasn't been confirmed on the website yet, that Niagara Stone Road Pharmacy in Virgil would be the additional one. So just a quick update in terms of what's open and what's closed in Niagara-on-the-Lake from a town perspective. As a result of the amended OREG 82-20, the community center and both arenas are currently closed. However, we do have outdoor amenities that are open, so that would include municipal parks, green spaces, outdoor recreational amenities such as baseball diamonds, our sports fields, tennis, pickleball, basketball courts, and more. Use of the amenities, of course, has to be done in compliance with all of the orders and public health recommendations, so physical distancing, adhering to the social gathering limits, and appropriate use of masks. We're making sure that people maintain that physical distance of at least 2 meters from others unless they reside in the same household. One of the caveats in the reg is that any team sports and sports or games that are likely to result in individuals coming within 2 meters of each other, that they not be practiced or played. So this has had an impact on tennis and pickleball, where we're requiring single play unless the individual pairs that are doubled up are coming from the same household. So I will let you know that tennis has made a request to allow for doubles. the ECG did review that several times, including this morning, and at this time we are not going to approve that request because we just want to make sure that physical distancing is adhered to at all times, and it's difficult when you're in play. For more experienced players, it might not be as difficult, but if you're a more junior player, there's a possibility that you'll come in contact. So out of an abundance of caution and trying to protect public health, we're not allowing it at this time. Public washrooms are open though still. Market Street, Queens Royal Park, Simcoe Park, and Virgil Sports Park, 7 days a week from 8 o'clock until 8 o'clock. NRT On Demand continues to operate. And for our library, it's open, but only for curbside pickup. So I'll let you know that we have taken some additional measures with the nice weather that we've been experiencing. We've been focusing on keeping all of our outdoor amenities safe for public use for our residents. Some of the things that we've added are we have staff that are present in Queens Royal, Simcoe Park, Virgil Sports Park, and Ryerson Park. They're assisting the bylaw enforcement officers just by reminding the public about restrictions that are outlined in the regulations. Again, like physical distancing, occupancy limits, and mask use. But we've made sure that these staff have been trained very well, and they're acting as our ambassadors. So they're maintaining a very friendly and helpful approach, enhancing our customer service, but of course, making sure that public health guidance is followed so people can stay safe. We've increased our cleaning and disinfection. So the portable washrooms are done once every hour, every day. We've added disposable medical masks at the public washroom entrances so people can grab one if they don't have one. And we've done additional cleaning on playgrounds and benches. We've also added signage throughout the town. So while this was done in preparation for April break, we do anticipate continuing this beyond that. Okay, I'll switch gears a little bit now and talk about the traffic that we saw coming in. So I am happy to tell you that we had a decrease in incoming cars this Saturday and Sunday, which is of course what you would hope to see during a stay-at-home order. So we had 6,882 people coming in, which is about 60% less than what we saw last weekend. Also, in light of the emergency declarations and stay-at-home order, we've implemented another 4-week Bell Media campaign. So it started on Friday, April 9th, and it will go until April 30th. For those of you who may not remember, that campaign leverages technology, specifically mobile devices, to inform residents and visitors of health and safety messaging related to the stay-at-home order and shutdown zone. It has been very valuable to us throughout this pandemic to help inform people entering Niagara-on-the-Lake of what the regulations are. Additionally, the Bell Media data we receive weekly, and we can tell the quantity of cell devices entering Niagara-on-the-Lake and the geographic areas they are coming from. So I can tell you our Bell Media rep said that Niagara-on-the-Lake is being a model in this regard, and many other municipalities have reached out to find out what we've done because it's been so successful. So to let you know how many people we saw coming in, we had over the weekend, we had approximately 21,000 devices entering Niagara-on-the-Lake. 69% were coming from Niagara, 13% from the GTA, and 6% from Hamilton. And specifically for Old Town, we saw 15,300, and that was 72% from Niagara, 10% from the GTA, and 9% from Hamilton.
Right. Right.
In regards to bylaw enforcement, there were about 25 parking tickets issued on Saturday. So again, we saw that there was a decrease in people coming through. Of course, there were a lot of changes last week, so staff have been diligently reviewing and determining how to best educate and enforce on these changes. We've posted another one of our FAQs to the town's website related specifically to the shutdown and stay-at-home order. And so that's at noddle.com under FAQs and COVID-19. And of course, if we ever get any questions from the public, we investigate and we update that document. So it's a changing document. One of the most recent questions we had is related to convenience stores and selling T-shirts and other items, and whether or not those are deemed essential and if they're permitted. So the legislation is rather vague on that, so we're looking into that, and we will provide an answer through our FAQs once we have it. We've also had a number of requests about short-term rental accommodations. So just a reminder that the OREG currently restricts that by saying that every person who provides short-term rental accommodation shall ensure that any rentals are only provided to individuals who are in need of housing. So this is more of an emergency need. Otherwise, hotels and motels are still open, but you can't book short-term rentals currently. Any request for emergency housing goes through our Director of Community and Development Services. On to the good news. I always like to end with that. So lots going on right now. With the spring break happening and everyone at home, we've partnered with the Niagara-on-the-Lake Public Library to present what's called #NoddleAtHomeDance Dance Challenge. And so that challenge presents a fun and positive way to spread stay-at-home messaging while engaging kids over the April break. So kids 0 to 12 are invited to show how they do #NoddleAtHome and dancing, and they can post a short video with parents' help, of course, through any of our social media channels with the deadline on April 16th. So the winner will be announced at 2 o'clock on April 16th, and we will see who our best Noddle kid dancer is. We also have an upcoming STEP challenge. So staff is going to bring that challenge back in June of this year, encouraging people to get out and get to exercising, of course, following all the provincial regulations. So stay tuned for that. Our customer service survey went out for a few weeks, as I mentioned at our last update, and it closed on April 2nd. So we're looking forward to reviewing those results and seeing how we can improve our service even more. We've made some changes during COVID, so we'll find out what we're doing really well and where we need to improve, and then a report will come to council as soon as possible. So while that's it for the COVID update, I do just want to let people know some other good news, which is the Earth Day for Event People is what it's called, and it was from the Sustainable Events Forum. So we're very happy to announce that we've been nominated as one of Canada's most beautiful and sustainable event destinations by the Sustainable Event Forum. We are the only location nominated in Ontario. So at the April 22nd Earth Day event, we will find out whether we are the successful winners. So I encourage everyone to register and participate because it is done by voting at that point. And so that will be noddle.com/Earth Day.